welcome to another edition of Nook News. We are Zooming like everyone else because this is where we're able to do this. I'm Beth Hadfield. I'm the activity coordinator at the Center for Active Living, we are continuing to do programs. Many of them are this way via Zoom. We do have a few live meetings happening outside with very small groups. We're trying lots of new things. But today I am here to interview Laura Rosenthal, who is a fitness educator and instructor, and she's going to introduce herself and tell us a little about herself. Welcome, Laura.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. And as Beth said, my name is Laura, and you can call me anything but. And I hail from New York. I recently moved back up to the Northeast. I was in Florida for the past 8 years. In June of 2018, my husband and I moved up. We became grandparents and in November of 18, and I have a son here as well. I have a sister here as well. We moved my mom up from Florida to assisted living here in Weston, and I'm thrilled to be here. And I live in Plymouth and by the water, and that's very special for me as a Long Island girl. And I did spend some time in Rhode Island, Long Island, Rhode Island. It didn't matter as long as there was water. So I'm grateful to be here. And my hope is to interact with you both in the physical world that I teach, but I also do mental health trainings, mental health first aid, and Talk Saves Lives. I myself am a suicide attempt survivor. And I am part of the coalition here in Plymouth, as well as a volunteer with the Red Cross in a different capacity. But that's why I'm here.
You are one busy lady.
Yeah, thank you.
There is no doubt there. I know that just from trying to set up our Zoom meeting. We were all placed with
Yes.
time. Laura, do you have a passion about, I know you have a very diverse background and you do lots of different things. Is any one of those activities, do you feel more passionate about one versus another?
Well, at this point, I think my passion is being with my granddaughter.
Okay.
My passion, so I think I have many passions because I don't think any one is less or more. I've been in the fitness industry for 40 years and working with people, helping them achieve goals, not so much, but just connecting with people is probably my passion. And I think that's where I'm finding it in the physical fitness world and the wellness world, and mental health and physical health are so entwined that I'm not sure really how we ever separated them. And I believe it's very important to understand, and especially now in COVID, that connections, being a part of a group, whether it's a Zoom group or a fitness group, and the whole study of neuroplasticity, now that I'm 60, I find, and my mom, knock wood, is alive. I'm very interested in how learning new things is not only good physically, but mentally, and that we should all continue to learn. And the idea of you can't, teach an old dog new tricks is absolutely antiquated. And I think engagement and things like this, especially now, are so important. So my passion is connecting to people and being a part in many, layers. I always say that it's important to have different and learn from people, different opinions, politically, whatever it is. I think it's important to engage. And so I'm going to say my passion is engagement.
I love it. I love
Thank
it
you.
that, that's how you're looking at it. I think that's fabulous. So how did you come to find us here at the center?
I was actually on, it was our monthly meeting for the Plymouth County Suicide Coalition.
Okay.
And we, last September, we did Dancing with the Dignitaries. And
Okay.
they've done this for a few years, this fundraiser, this, spreading awareness. And like I said, when I moved here in June, I joined the coalition in September. And Jenny Babcock is the chair. And she was very happy. You know Jenny?
I don't. I know her name.
Okay.
I've heard her name. So, yeah.
So, and, I was happy to be engaged with the group and to spread awareness and to end the stigma and just being able to share my story and help, 1, 2, 20, whoever I can on both sides. Because, those who have died by suicide, their family loss, and those of us who have struggled or attempted, and just the whole language. And that's where I got into training. So that's why I said, as far as learning new skills and then bringing, database trainings to people, whether it's, parents, grandparents, teachers I've done. So it's so doctors, I think, do 2 weeks. They go through a 2-week program about suicide. That's, to me, is crazy.
It really is.
And I use that word, yes.
No, it really is when you think about it, because when you go to even a general practitioner, your mental health still comes in on the discussion.
Exactly.
But we're going to circle back to this
Sure.
towards the end to talk about another show that you and I are going to do.
Okay.
But as far as fitness goes, how many years have you been a fitness instructor? But you've done way more than just instructing. You have done like the whole gamut.
Yeah.
So how many years has that been?
Well, I started dancing when I was 5, and ballet was my prime, and swimming. So I moved into swimming. So, as my husband calls it, surf and turf. Are you teaching in the water? Are you teaching on land? Are you teaching now, in the mental space? So I guess I have to add another dimension to that. But I knew I never wanted to perform. I knew that I wanted to teach. And so, again, it's an evolution. I studied dance. I went to college as a dance major, a fine arts. And then I started at Elaine Powers. Some of you might know Elaine Powers, Lucille Roberts. That was
Yes.
Yep, women's fitness. So I was 20 years old. I had done some college studies and then became, a manager and sales, membership sales, and instructing. And it, again, just evolved. I had my daughter when I was and stopped and then went back, and then I had my son. So it's been a constant evolution of teaching. And I taught ballet for many years, as well as fitness classes and anything from aerobics, and then I got into water fitness as well. So just constantly adding on is what I wanted to do, and to embrace the different levels. And again, you make connections.
Right.
And help people and get to talk to people, because people talk to their fitness instructor or their, if I was teaching a private lesson. So always engaging.
Did you work with seniors more when you were doing water instruction, or not really, or has that just evolved over time?
No, actually, when I lived in New York, I was teaching at an adult community, and I think I was 25 and I called myself, rent-a-granddaughter, because it was not, I created, again, relationships, and I still keep in contact with people from that time. And it started with land, and then again, involved into water-based. And so, there's a whole different education when you're working in the water versus the land, as far as, you know, water time, we call it, and depth of water, and safety. So as a Red Cross provider, safety behind some of the instruction that I do is always important. And body alignment comes from my dance background, and, you know, so that you don't injure your knees and your elbows and everything. So, you know, it's not one layered for me. It's very dimensional, what I do.
Seems like that. Seems like that. So we've invited you to teach core and more here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need to get the word out so people can really understand what you might be doing in this class with them. Can
Okay.
you give us an overview or an explanation so
Sure.
that people will have a good idea?
Sure. Well, first of all, rhyming is something, when I work with children in the water or teaching ballet, I have this savant kind of thing going on with rhyming. So core and more is something that I put together, and there's a rhythm to it. If, you know, core and more, bum, bum, bum. And to me, life is filled with rhythms. When I'm teaching a swimmer, I can hear a good kick. I don't have to actually see it. And that might be, you know, from all my dance training and music, and but there is a rhythm. And what we will do in core and more will never be the same every day. But again, learning new patterns, great for our mental health or our physical, and engaging, again, the multi-layers. So you need to have balance, you need to have the proper body alignment. A strong core will benefit anybody with back pain. And so what I'm just trying to bring a series of exercises that is multifaceted, whether it's reaching for a shelf or bending down to get something from a lower cabinet. You know, improvement and balance of muscles is what will sustain us, because you can work your biceps, you know, 100 hours a day, but if you don't work your tricep, then you're out of balance. And again, life is about balance and rhythm. And if you're physically out of whack, so to speak, then mentally you might not be well, or vice versa.
Right.
So it's truly about balance, and not, you know, you get it done and that's it. It's not, you know, you don't have to spend 24 hours on your fitness, working out at the gym and stuff. It's just another layer of our lives that, you know, on my card, my business card, it's move to live, live to move. And that's truly what it is. We move, because we all know we get out of bed and it's like, oh my God, and then we start moving and we're doing better. So movement is a part of our lives, and I think will always be a helpful part of our lives, and you want to keep moving.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And I so know that feeling of getting out of bed and that first step. But I think we all do, and I think we can all relate. So Laura's class right now is going to be Tuesdays at 9:30. It's there is a fee, and you can always call me at the center, 508-830-4230, and we can talk further. Laura is new to us. Her class, all the classes right now will have 10 people, 9 participants, and 1 instructor. Due to the COVID times that we're in, we are opting to start small and start slow. You know, we're hoping that by doing this, we're providing enough safety for everyone. We're still 6 feet apart. We're still wearing masks. We're doing everything we're hoping that we need to. And incorporated in Laura's routine will also be mask breaks, so that you can take it down, take a good deep breath, have a drink of water, those things we do. We have to stay hydrated, and we have to do all of those pieces that, keep us moving forward. Um, Laura has a passion about things shaped in hearts. And when she and I met for the first time, she was noticing all the rocks out front. And I was very intrigued. So I wondered if she might talk just for a few minutes about her heart project, is what I call it.
Yes, well, my husband has deemed me now the Queen of Hearts. I wanted to show you what was I guess the first one. So when I moved here, I lived in a different place, and I'm going to show it to you.
That is, we can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the concrete wall, one of the walls, and I had lived there for months. And one day, and I went, "Oh my gosh, that's a heart!" And I took a picture of it, and that just kind of set off a light bulb. And I started walking, and and just finding all different hearts. And mostly rocks, but I did come across, actually, in a mowed lawn, what looked like a heart. And of course, in sometimes the clouds. And so I've been collecting and taking pictures of them. And what has happened is, I post them on Facebook or I send them to friends. And now when they see something, they said, thought of you. And that to me is as touching as actually touching somebody, that they, will then post what they have found. And Beth found one in your attic and sent it to me. And I'm just overwhelmed by it. And I think it's just fun. And, we know that sometimes when you're walking and your mind is kind of going, and they find me, people say, "How do you find them?" And I said, sometimes I can walk the same path and I don't see it, like with this wall. And then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, wow, look, that's a heart." And so I've just been snapping away. And I think I'll do a collage once I can get, them off my phone and into print. And I just find it very, it's a goal when I'm walking, but I don't get overwhelmed by it. Like, if I see one, okay, great. If I don't, okay. And then, just sharing it with people. And again, everybody's like, "Oh, now, wow, I found this one." And it's really special. It's really great.
Ironically, like Laura had said, I had found something after she and I spoke, and I did take a picture and send it to her and did exactly that. "Hey, I thought of you."
Yeah.
But I just thought, we're always looking for different ways to connect to people. And it was just, I just love the
Yeah.
idea of it. And I thought it was great.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
great.
you. Yeah. And again, it just,
Neat.
my sister, lost her daughter, and looking at shells and taking them and cleaning them, and just, that was her focus, and that was basically how she survived. And I'm not sure if it became something, "Oh, like, I want to collect too." It just happened. And so now whenever they just pop up. And again, now I'm hoping that if you all come across one, you'll think of me, and to see how enjoyable it is to, because look, we're in a time now that it's dreadful. It's dreadful. We can't connect the way we want to, and this was a way of connecting with people, as well as just saying hi on Facebook or calling somebody or texting somebody. So my connecting.
So now I'd like to ask the group, does anybody have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself. Hi, Sue. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
First of all,
Oh, isn't that funny?
That's fabulous.
isn't
That
that
really
great?
is beautiful.
Yes.
I got to go look at my rock collection. I'll send you a picture.
Very beautiful.
Please do.
I found it right in our stones by the house when I first moved in. It's beautiful. You like this? Same thing.
Yes, right.
Okay, I have a few questions. First of all, I think this is fantastic that you're here. Welcome.
Thank you.
I am the laughter yoga person
Oh,
at the center, but I had to put it off because it doesn't go well on Zoom. I'm trying to figure it out.
mhm.
You can't all laugh together. It's like, try to sing on Zoom. That's what it sounds.
Mm.
So I tried in the course and it was like, so I'm trying to work on that. I'd like to do it. Maybe when there's more outside stuff. I'm not quite ready yet to go outside.
Okay.
But anyway, my questions are, what is your experience with someone that has osteoporosis?
Well, I've worked with many of folks, especially in the water. And because the water, we can do deep, so there's no impact. And however, to avoid osteoporosis, to avoid, you do need to do some impact work. So it certainly depends, you know, who I'm working with, but I have worked with people and, you know, stretching, you know, certainly not, you know, going in all pretzel types of, but I think movement and using the joints like we know with arthritis, it's a double-edged sword because it hurts to do it, but if you don't do it, you're hurt. So you have to do something. And that's why I know the water is one of the best mediums for people with arthritis and osteoarthritis.
Well, actually, it's osteoporosis, not osteoarthritis.
Right, I'm sorry, right.
Yeah,
You're
which
right.
is, you know, they want you to do weight bearing. That's true.
Mhm.
I'm not talking about water. I'm talking about like,
Okay.
what you're
Well,
doing.
in the water, if you're jumping, that is weight bearing, but
Right.
you do have the cushion. So
Right.
that's where the beauty of it comes from. If you're not doing deep water, if you're doing, but you know, which is just deep so that you don't injure your back. And that's the protocol if you want to jump in the water. But you do have much more.
Because your core is very important, I realize, for everything.
Right.
Second thing, what if someone is taking ongoing chiropractic? Have you worked with many people that are
Like myself.
undergoing it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's another layer. Because you know, when you're at the chiropractor, right, they're looking, you're laying down, they're looking at the balance of your body.
Right.
So we certainly, and that's where I talk about muscle balance. I always try to work a bicep, a tricep, a quad, a hamstring, your core and your back muscles, your psoas. And so, yeah, there has to be a balance, and chiropractic, I find to be very helpful in supporting that. But again, you could step off the curb and you're going to be out of balance. So
right.
Certainly strengthening and working on balance as well, and core, because I think the core is truly the center or the heart that helps you with all of your limbs, all of your work.
This is good. Thank you. I one more. So you actually are certified in, is it fitness training? What's it called? Because I had to go get certified for laughter yoga.
I'm certified, well, I'm certified in water fitness and Zumba. And I mean, I've done all of my trainings, and with the Association of Fitness of America and all, you know, whatever trainings were out there short of a degree in exercise science, that's what I've gone through. And then
thank you. I'm taking all the questions from more than one person. I was sent here, okay?
Okay.
I have my job, just a minute.
No worries.
Not all me. So.
You're the spy. Okay, I got it. Yes.
No, I was here anyway, so where am I going, right? No,
Thank you, Sue.
I think it'll be a really nice addition. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Does anybody else have a question or concern about the Core and More class, or? No?
No.
Okay. So, I'm gonna kind of bring it to a close, but I'm going to give you a little caveat for what might be to come. So Laura has told us a little bit about her background, and she does work with the Suicide Prevention Coalition. And oh, now I forgot what you had a, say again?
The training
Yes,
that I was talking about?
yes.
Yeah, Talk Saves Lives or QPR.
QPR.
Mhm.
So I would like to bring Laura back on another day and talk about QPR and even talk about, you know, everything we talk about can help save someone's life. And it's working on our communication and all of that. So I would love it if you are all on the lookout that I will be bringing Laura back again to have another Zoom discussion about QPR and how we can help ourselves as well as others who may find themselves in a state of needing some help and being able to get the help that they need.
Similar to CPR, and that's where QPR comes from. So if you think of it along those lines, it's a very basic course, but it could save a life, as CPR could do. So that's where that comes from.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining me today for this edition of Nook News. It has been wonderful. Laura, I can't wait till you start teaching here
Thank you.
we do another Zoom talk and talk more about the things you're educated in. And thank you all.
And I look forward to learning from you all too. So thank you.
Thank you,
you.
Beth. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you.